Hello everyone, it's GameCoy and welcome back for some more Ace Attorney. I'm hoping today that we'll actually manage to finish the first game. Or at least find out if the All Sevens ID from last week, it belongs to Gant or not. Because, gang, I ran a prediction last week thinking, oh yeah, we'll totally find out the answer to this today. And guess who didn't find the answer last week? That's right, it was me. So, first, first thing we're going to do today is I'm going to make that prediction again, essentially. If ever my Sky One, Sky Sports, or Sky Cinema. What about Sky Drama? There's so many Skies these days. I mean, and I haven't even had a Sky, TV box in years, but I swear there's so many Sky channels. But yeah, asking the real questions again, Wave. I hope you're well. Okay, let me actually get the prediction. So, start prediction. Ahem. Name the prediction. Is the All Sevens ID Gant? Question mark. Yes, no. Alright, I'm gonna put it on half an hour, but I think it can end the prediction early if we actually end up finding out beforehand. So I think we'll do that. Is the All Sevens ID Gant? Okay, start prediction. Okay, we need to confirm between 24 hours. Mods who have voted will not be able to choose the outcome. Alright, predictions started. Let's go. But I hope you've all had a good week. Mine's been good. Busy, but good. I've been looking forward to the Ace Attorney today. Okay. Alright. This is a very comprehensible prediction. Someone's already put 10 channel points on yes. Alright, I have my notes up before you ask. I'm ready. I have my notes. I'm all ready to actually do this trial. Oh no, I don't know how to do this bit. I forgot. What on earth? I look away for 1 second and there's a lot of channel points on the line here. Excuse me? Hello, Lilu. The prediction is going wild. I can't believe there's actually a lot on no. I was pretty sure by the end of last week that it was Gant, but now I'm not sure again. Okay. This picture drew 2 years ago. This picture is exactly what we saw in that instant. You don't care, you just want to gamble. That's so fair, Taiwan. Also, I hope you're well. Oh, I do like. See, I never have a reason to do predictions, but they're so fun because you get little numbers next to, the little badges next to your name to show whether you voted or not. Life advice 101. Yep, you heard it right here. Hello, I hope you're well. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna just press again. I'm sure I pressed on all these last week. Did you draw it right after? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Oh no, this is when everyone got, fired. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. Okay, let's press again. I'm just lost. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me when Mr. Marshall jumped on him. I was knocked away. I turned around. This is so unserious. This is just a really traumatic experience for her. I'm doing the goofiest little voice. It just doesn't feel right. And that's when the lightning flashed. Oh dear. Poor Emma. Exactly. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Alright, wait. I remember what happened, but I'm just lost, so just pressing. So that was the fated. Okay. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. Objection! The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Hold it. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Objection. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. He says that! He says that, but I don't know what the contradiction is. Like, he's like, ooh, there's clearly a contradiction here. Where's he seeing a contradiction? Because I am not seeing it. Okay, I'm gonna go get a tissue. I'll literally be back in a moment. Well, it's fine all day, and then my nose decides to be itchy, like, the instant I sit down to stream. Sabotage. Actual sabotage going on. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm sure not seeing a contradiction here. That's for certain. I mean, I don't know why Blue Badger is here. Yeah, I've got no clue. There's some evidence with Emma's prints. I don't think it's that, because I have no clue why that even exists. Wait, hang on. It's not saying how they got killed, is it? Hang on, I can read. There. Single stab wound piercing heart / lung. Okay, but that's Neil Marshall. But apparently Marshall jumped on Joe Dark, but I am properly lost. The files are not saying anything useful. You think you remember what it is from last week? I don't remember anything. I remember being lost. He was like, oh, there's a contradiction in this picture. And I'm sure not. Not sure how to present it, though. Well, I haven't even gotten to finding the contradiction in the picture. But I'm glad I'm glad someone here remembers something. Because I sure don't. Okay. The only thing I've got is that doesn't look sharp enough to be a knife. But like, how am I supposed to say that? That it doesn't look sharp enough to be a knife? Like, that looks like it's gonna bash someone with it. I don't know. I also think it might just be a case of it's a bad drawing. Because this is supposedly the weapon, right? Does that look to you like clearly the tip broke off, right? So this was a sharp knife at one point in time. SL9 is written on a small tag attached to the knife. It was the weapon used in that incident 2 years ago and has known many victims. Okay, is that all you've got to say, bestie? I was hoping for something a bit more useful than that. Okay, and it can't be that because this is stuff about the, like, now murder, not the 2 years ago murders. We really got a limited amount of evidence, right? I guess if you're presenting on this statement. But then, like, what? Do I present the knife? Not Edgeworth's knife. There's so much evidence. This? Am I even along the right lines? Because I mean, it all looks reasonable. I know that it's either that or something like what you weren't influenced by the detectives. I want an answer to that. Like, I'm not sure. I'm being very helpful today. It's either the knife, I think, or the fact that she drew it on the back of the evidence thing. So clearly she's spoken to some detectives if she's drawn it on the back of the evidence thing. Either that or they printed the evidence, like, after the fact. I don't know which one's more plausible. I don't know anything. Hang on, I will hide the camera briefly so you can have a look. There we go. That's the picture in full. Yeah. Maybe just you know, like when you're getting warmer or colder, just say if I'm getting warmer or colder. If you know the answer, or if you have a theory that you're feeling confident about. am I getting warmer or not? Because I was warmer about a minute ago. Oh, I say so many things. I need to say things and then pause, you know what? Okay, well, probably about a minute ago, I was talking about the knife and how that doesn't look very sharp, because then I moved on to talking about the evidence list stuff. The knife is not very sharp looking in this picture. Surely a shadow would have shown the shape of a knife, right? Right. Well, I've got health to spare. And I feel like it gets easier as you progress. I'm gonna present the knife and see what happens. Objection. Nope. Okay. It's clearly faulty. Is it? I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I had to penalise you, Mr. Wright. Oh no. Okay. Well, it wasn't that. I mean, I had to give it a try. That I did present the right knife, right? Surely I presented this one and not Edgeworth's one. Because it's very much not Edgeworth's knife. I'm gonna sneeze. Don't get it. Am I just allergic to Ace Attorney? Because I was not sneezing all day. Unbelievable. Maybe I'm allergic to just figuring out this specific part of the trial. Completely lost. Okay. Back to the drawing board. If I was warmer about a minute ago, and it was not when I was talking about the knife. I don't know. I feel like I was mostly complaining about how lost I was in the picture. And then I also mentioned, oh, how did she not talk to any detectives? Ugh, I don't know. I'm going in circles. It's not the knife. Or at least, if it is the knife, it's not the knife here. I mean, not the knife on that last statement. But, I mean, I don't see where else I'm gonna object to it, right? My goodness. Not a good start. I feel like I always struggle right at the start of the stream. Always. And I know I was stuck on this bit when I ended last week's stream, which doesn't help, because now I've just been mega stuck on it. I mean, I don't think we're objecting to the flash of lightning. The contradiction. Phoenix said the contradiction is in the drawing. And I'm looking at the drawing. Oh yeah! Did I mention Blue Badger? You have the answer up on your screen. You can't figure out why that relates. I mean, there's the fact that the Blue Badger is just inexplicably here. I mean... What's Blue Badger doing there? When did Blue Badger get invented? Hang on. Blue Badger got invented recently, right? There's no way Blue Badger was invented 2 years ago. Because they were still inventing Blue Badger. But then this picture is talking about the not Blue Badger bit of the picture. So I don't know. I actually don't know. Shall we... You think you remember? It's not Blue Badger, is it? I mean, my policy has kind of been, if in doubt, ask Blue Badger, but I'm not sure if I can ask Blue Badger about this. Not Blue Badger. No! That That would have been so funny, though. It should have been Blue Badger. Okay, okay. Fine, it's not Blue Badger. Okay, can someone give me a hint? Lily, you can give me a hint. I feel like Wave has given me lots of hints recently, so let's give him a break. Lily, can you give me a hint? Because I don't get it. I have looked at this picture about 50 times, and I do not see what's wrong with it. Well, that's not true. I thought I saw what's wrong with it, because I thought it was that the knife looked funny, but apparently the knife looked reasonable enough, and I should just not have objected about that. So yes, I am lost. Okay. I was along the right lines. What, with the knife? Yeah. I mean, I presented the knife. And they were like, no. So if it's not the knife, maybe it's the autopsy report, not Goodman's. We can try Neil's autopsy report. Yeah! Alright, let's go! I can't believe I was actually that close. Do you think we're gonna make it to 6-7 objections today, by the way, gang? I feel like we are. Thanks for adding the objection. Oh, thanks for the hint, Lily. Alright. That's what you're thinking. Yeah, we might make it today. We might make it. We're 5 away, right? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction that took me 16 minutes to see. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Now we get to point to the knife. I hope that's good enough pointing. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. Oh! It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Objection. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. Oh, it's in red. Victim of SL9 suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife is broken beforehand. Objection! Oh, let's go, let's go. We've got to add that. That's 63. Is anyone going to add that? Or should I add that? I don't mind. Sometimes the mods want to have a go, you know? Okay. We're on 63! Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. Objection! That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Objection! That's like 2 more objections, I swear. Okay, hang on. I swear that he just did 2 more objections. Objection! I've got to wait. I want to see if what the objection count, you know, I need to see that go up before I carry on. Or I'll do it. I don't know. 6-7 speed run. Exactly. Okay, so I think we're now... I'll add them, Lulu, okay? Right, that's 64. And there was another one, so we're on 65. Look at that. Oh, 65 objections. We're nearly there. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called Falsified evidence? Oh, he cooked! He cooked! Oh my goodness. Phoenix is doing so well. I'm not. Have you forgot? I'm writing the whole sentence down because that was so funny. About a little something called falsified. Like, who even says that? Oh, that's brilliant. You're treading on thin ice, Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might not be the piece of evidence that was forged. Well, it might be the piece of evidence that was forged. I can't read the sentence. I actually can't. I added a dot there. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! We got him. Alright, alright. Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie. Oh! I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. Really? Another one. I can't with these knives. There's so many of them. I swear I've got like 2 in my inventory already. What are the chances of there being 2 broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been 1? Let's say yeah, sure. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright! In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Oh, I know what it is. It's the trophy. Take that. If anything's broken here, it's you. Ouch. Huh? Because the sword from the trophy. Do you guys remember the sword from the trophy is gone? Conveniently, right after Neil Marshall got murdered, right? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But may I remind you that the fate of his life— oh no, it was wrong. If his line of sky hangs in the balance. Sorry, Your Honor. Please give me another chance. Oh, I was so ready. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I thought it was the sword from the trophy. Okay. Well, then it's the stupid, can it be the stupid vase? That's not a knife. You can't stab someone with a knife. I mean, he didn't say knife. There's this screwdriver, but it's got a different, thing on it. Oh, I was so ready to tell you it's the sword from the trophy. I'm so sad now. That was I felt like a genius. I'm actually running low on health now. This is rather dire. It can't be Edgeworth's stupid knife because, well, it can't be. That's the wrong case. Could it be the vase? The unstable jar? Because the unstable jar... You could probably stab someone with a bit of a jar, couldn't you? Okay. The problem is if I go for this, then I'll only have and it's wrong. I'll only have 1 life left, so I'm getting a bit scared. So, gang, how are we feeling about unstable jar? Are we feeling stable? Are we feeling unstable? Am I just making things up? I presented Edgeworth's trophy, which didn't have a knife, but I was thinking about the sword that used to be there in the trophy. Like, that was my theory. But apparently, it was not the sword that used to be there in the trophy. I felt really smart, right? I thought, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. but apparently I did not have it in the bag. We'll go with the jar. Oh no, it's me. Am I broken again? Is it not? No, it wasn't the trophy. I presented the trophy. Okay, that's it. If I get this wrong, it's game over. So I'm gonna need some major assistance. Because, gang, I was really convinced it was the trophy. Unless I showed them this thing instead of the trophy. Like, if I showed them the photo showing the trophy with the sword in it. If it's that, it's really stupid. Because I showed them the trophy, like, the one that still exists. Hoping that they would, you know, get that there used to be a knife in it. Do I want to know if I'm right? Yes, because I'll get a game over otherwise. Please. I'm right. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be actually kidding me. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. I can't believe I was right. I was actually right. I had the right idea. And then I was like, nope, let's just show the trophy with no knife. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. Yeah. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! Oh. Prosecutor's trophy. Murderer and victim reverse. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now, I remember everything! Witness? Mr. Edgeworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. She drew Blue Badger? No way. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Hang on, we gotta jam out. Blue Badger dance break! Worm, you came at the perfect time. We're jamming out to Blue Badger. Hang on, let's get that shout out for Worm. Right, shout out Worm. Absolutely. Go follow Worm if you haven't already. I hope the Pokopia was great. Pokemon Pokopia released today. It looks fun. It looked like Worm was enjoying it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm GameCoy, mostly do Nintendo games, but Thursday is Ace of Thursday, and we are near the end of the first game now. So fun! Yeah! It did look really fun. I liked seeing Magikarp flop around. It was very good. You're just in time to vote on the prediction if you want. If you think that the All Sevens ID person from the case Rise from the Ashes is the Chief of Police Damon Gant, then vote yes. If not, vote no with your channel points, because the prediction's gonna end soon, but then I'll actually say who wins when I find out who wins. You know the answer, so you won't vote. You can flip a coin if you'd like. That is a possibility. I think Lulu flipped a coin. But yeah, just a tiny bit left on the prediction. But yeah, we're jamming out to Blue Badger because it's playing now. Alright, here we go. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this path away deep inside me. Locked Blue Badger away! Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the Blue Badger? This should be interesting. Alright, what's her recollection? I want to know. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's what I saw. The Blue Badger! He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. What? This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible? The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. Grammatical error. Design instead of designed. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. That's what I was saying earlier. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop, please don't pursue this any further. Lana? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. We're getting too close to the truth now. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Exactly. Okay, the prediction is over, but I will, choose the outcome when we find out. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's what I saw. The Blue Badger! He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his... Yeah, I'm sure I saw his shadow, whatever. You get the idea. Okay. Right, hold it! When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you... Hold it. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person. Hold it. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? Hold it. Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? Hold it. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. Objection! Hang on, this is number 66, I reckon. Hang on. We're on number 66, objections. This is exciting. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? See you in a bit, Worm. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? I'm gonna say I know, but I don't. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defence's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room! Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike. Bestie, what? Oh, I know, it's the stupid jar. Look, it's the jar. It's got 3 horns. Oh, it's the jar. No way. The mysterious blue badger was, in fact, this. It's that stupid jar that has such a silly shape. But that's, what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this from. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm playing Blue Badger game. I mean... do I lose health if I get this wrong? Because, I feel this should be a simple task. You don't know. Oh, it's so... I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It's... My legal career is over. How... This should be a simple shapes task. I need to get it to have 3 horns. Ha! Ha! How's that? How is that? That doesn't look too bad. I like how I have a picture for reference. I don't know, like, is this good enough, do you reckon? That looks like the blue badger. You don't know, that's so great. Hello, Lowrider. We are playing, can we make this very silly looking jar look like the blue badger's head? And I don't know. This part's infamous for being really finicky. Oh, it's actually over for me. I mean. It's not gonna get much better than that. Why not? Take that. It isn't right. Okay. Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. Okay. Come on, Mr. Wright. You can do it. I've got to show them the correct... okay, you don't lose health. You don't lose health. Okay, my legal career is back. Alright, gang, my legal career is saved! How are we feeling? I mean, I see the idea. Am I doing it upside down? My entire case hinges on rotating this jar. There's less angles to pick from. You've got to be kidding me. You've actually got to be kidding me. They made it harder. Oh, anyway, I hope everyone is well. Because you are going to be watching me rotate a shape. See, the things aren't curving the right way when I do it like that. Unintentionally. I can't believe it. I don't even remember what I did last time. Like, surely this is good enough now. Surely. It's not right. I was very close last time. I thought I was close last time. Okay. Let's do it again. That was also close. Exactly, like, I have the idea, right? I say. Like, how am I gonna get a perfectly... I gotta brute force until the game gives me it. Alright, see you in like 2 hours time, gang. I mean, is this stupid squared background supposed to help me? Because it is sure not helping right now. Okay, I'm gonna try and make the, like, horns fit into boxes. Right, let's try that. Okay, bestie, like, they gotta just give it to me. I'm doing my best. And they got the Blue Badger music on for the ultimate, like, experience. I mean, I'm literally... Okay, I think this is a bit different. The YouTube tutorial has over 100k views. Well, let me tell you, gang, I'm doing a tutorial of how not to do it. See, I don't think the head is high enough like this. Okay. I felt this is a square lower than what I did last time. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it on the line this time. I'm gonna try and do it with the squares and the lines. Surely they've just got to give it to me at some point. Thank goodness I'm not going to get game over on this, right? The picture you have has the things in the boxes. But that's the DS version. Okay, good to know still. Thank you, Wave. Oh, what an actual nightmare. Lilu, how did you manage this? Okay. You brute forced it. Okay, they're in the boxes. You got lucky because you only took you 3 tries. Well, I've already taken more than 3 tries. The character has a bandage on one of his horns, and the item I'm holding is missing one. See, that doesn't matter. We're just going for the silhouette. I think. Yeah, we're just going for the silhouette of the thing, because we want to argue that the silhouette looks like this. Yeah, so it doesn't matter about stuff like the face or the bandage. I mean, they're in the boxes. Is it a bit wonky? Yes. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to go with that. Yeah, we're just trying to get the silhouette to match. Oh, I did it! Yay! All right. Oh, and that's it. Ace Attorney Player of the Year right here. Yippee! Literally Ace Attorney Player of the Year. Okay. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. No, it can't be! It can be, Edgeworth, after a lot of rotating. Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this! Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. Objection! Hang on. Happy 6-7 objections, everyone! For a few weeks now, you're waiting for that task to come up. Why? So you could see me suffer? Do you really want to see me suffer? Because I suffered. That was suffering right there. Anyway, happy 6-7 objections, everyone. 2 more to 69. That is true. That is how maths works. What if I get it first time? No, I'm not that good at shapes. I'm not that good at shapes. I was like, well, that was easy. Can you imagine? That would be very funny. I'm afraid that's why you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well, then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? So... The jar is in stupid Gant's office. It's in Gant's office. Does that mean that the murder was with the jar? I actually don't know. I need to do some thinking. The jar is in Gant's office, but I thought the murder took place in Gant's office as well. Probably save. Yeah, I should save. I should save. You're actually very right. Right, let me save. I don't want to have to do that again. Right, I've saved my game. Brilliant. Okay. We know it's in the office because it was there in this picture. But what does that mean? The date and time is there. The murder happened. We already know that the murder happened in the office because we were saying, oh yeah, it's the crime scene, blah, 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 blah. So that won't change the location. Now the murder weapon, the murderer. If she saw the jar at that angle, it means that someone like picked it up, no? Or is it because she was on the ground that she saw it at that funny angle? Oh my goodness. My brain is fried after rotating that shape many times. Okay, let me think. I've ruled out location. So technically it's a 50-50, right? Right. Because I mean, it's not changing where the murder happened. It's just changing... I don't know. It's implying that there's blood traces. Hang on, but isn't there something suspicious that there's like a pattern? Hang on. The dark red stains must be blood traces from the incident 2 years ago. Only the fragment found in Chief Gant's office still has lines remaining on it. Now this is suspicious, and it was in Gant's safe. So I want to say the murderer, but like, I want to say the murderer because it's funny. Do we know if it changes the murder weapon? Not really. Let's say the murderer, why not? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Objection! Oh, hang on, that's 68. Hang on. Add objection. I can type. There we go. 68 objections. We're winning in life. We're winning. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Okay. Reason to move the body from Gant's office to Lana's. We gotta find out now. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know anything? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have had to been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword! Oh my goodness, I knew the suit of armor was suspicious, I just didn't know how to, like, tell you. I'm sure I mentioned that it had a sword or whatever last week. Oh, no way, it's all coming together. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The armor was the murderer? You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Okay, they're gonna talk about this being murder when it's not. No! Oh. Oh dear. Sometimes we cause a lot of problems. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. I'm sure it has happened before. Objection. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances... Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that, coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. No, not usually. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. Okay, did the victim leave a message? Alright, victim left a message, even though we don't actually know. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? Oh yeah, there's something in the vase. I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence, we'll just say it. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Okie dokie. So, well, we don't got that many choices. We got this, but that's not a message. We've got, like, a pattern in here, right? That I don't understand. See? There's lines on it. There's some kind of pattern. Well, that's kind of it, gang. Because a lot of the other stuff comes from later. Do we think it's the jar? I mean, if I get this wrong, I will get game over. So I kind of don't want to do that. See, it becomes a real turnabout case when I'm like one hit away from game over. I might want to save. Okay, I'm gonna save again. Hang on. I can't save! Oh my goodness, I actually can't save. That's it. I mean, I saved before I reassembled the blue badger, so at least there's that. But I can't save. It's not letting me save. It is actually not letting me save my game. Cruel. Very cruel. I think it is the jar. I don't see what else it could be. Right, we're gonna just go for it. I mean, look, it's not the piece of cloth, because why would it have Emma's prints on it? I don't know. I'm gonna go for the jar, because it looks like something is written on it. Take that. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? Oh, Lana, you didn't need to go like that sassy on us. If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. Yeah, baby, let's go! What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Oh, not looking good. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. So dramatic. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Bestie, what am I watching here? That's gonna say Emma. It's so gonna say Emma. Unfortunately, it's actually gonna say Emma. Look. I feel awful. This is actually gonna say Emma. That's it. She's going to prison. Like, she's going to prison, gang. There's no way. This is so it. Take that. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. I feel awful, actually. My fun little game was ruined. Of all people, she may not have meant it. But in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. No, that's so bad. You gotta be kidding me. See, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Go away, no one asked you. Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Ah, yes, Worthy. Because of you, An innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Oh no, we've just... Oh no! Objection! Let's go, let's go, let's go. Add objection. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer, that's undeniable. Yeah, what do you have to say to that? I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. He's actually the worst police chief ever. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. Yeah, he's got like this evil portrait that he didn't have before. Definitely building up to something, gang. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? It wasn't his fault. Order! 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 Oh my goodness. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Yeah, I got no clue. To be continued. Oh, we survived. We survived, though. I'm going to have full health again, I think. So I'm pleased. Oh my goodness gracious me. What was that? What am I witnessing? Okay. Okie dokie. So today is the 5th of March. Can you believe that? Okay. Final day, trial latter. This surely has to be it, right? Final day, trial latter. Like, it can't go more than this, right? Right? Last objection count. Yeah, you know it. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! I think you were. I think you were interrupting something, Gumshoe, but carry on. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? He's back. He's always interrupting something. You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here. She asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? No way! It makes his name Detective. Yeah. Fantastic. Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown about the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him? You're going to take on Gad, let's go. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Alright, evidence law securely slipped into pocket. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all marooned with just forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused the man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Come on, Gumshoe and I are on the same wavelength. You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Oh, I'm all hyped up now, and I'm gonna just fail. I'm gonna fail this trial, but I'm hyped up. So that's gotta count for something. Alright, we're back in the courtroom. Let's go, gamers. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, Normally, this is where the prosecution calls for a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and, Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable! Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The, defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright. Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Lena about this the other day. The IRL defense can totally call witnesses. It's just in this game that they can't for whatever reason. You do realise this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. Time finally come to bring out the real murderer. Come on, let's get Gant out! Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Let's go! Damon Gant, what does he have to do with anything? The murder literally took place in his office. Are you stupid? As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff. Please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. No one asked. I mean, I did ask, but I don't want him here. I don't like him. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Are you having fun, Edgeworth? What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Let's go. Get him, get him, get him. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name's David Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time my Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Oh, we got him. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony. Alright, here we go. This is going to be full of holes, I'm sure. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that it? That's like, you know, brief. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him! He was lying on the floor unconscious. Lying. Whenever sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see, everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I bet it hit him hard and fast. Okay, we're gonna just press every single thing he says, the Game Boy Classic. Hold it. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right, I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Hold it. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it up to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that! The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went to his heart, though! Bestie, that was not funny. That's not funny. See, Phoenix and I absolutely on the same wavelength, except for when he figures things out, because I don't do that very quickly. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she already... Okay, whatever. Hold it. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means... you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. Hold it. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you better be off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident. Alright, let's read the court record. The Ace Attorney dating sim. Okay, so oh my goodness. That is probably what he was thinking. He was thinking that, I'm sure. I actually need to read that evidence law thing. Okay. Right, I'm writing it down. Rule 1. Okay, well, hang on. Evidence law. Alright. No evidence without approval of police department. That's the rule 1. Okay, rule 2. Unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case on trial. I don't think it will be anything to do with the evidence law just yet, but we'll need it for later, I'm sure. Okay. Bro, your stupid vase was in the murder. That's for starters. Then, list of evidence. Oh, half the list was found in your desk. Bestie, half the list was in your desk. Half the list was in your desk. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery, but I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office, so you probably could have done either, was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you are the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do that too. Isn't that right, Righto? Objection! However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office, and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put 2 and 2 together. Alright, evidence and forgery. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted and they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really? Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh. Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, LG, in return, though. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? Alright, here we go. We've got to get him again. Hold it! We did not plant those in your office, bestie. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making those ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped... Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, did you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Righto's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. Grr, I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Hold it. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course, but suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Objection! Alright, let's add that objection in. We've got to do it. Add objection. Boom! 70! If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Hold it! Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Objection! Alright, here we go again. Number 71. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. Chief is talking about a possibility, so as long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come down, Righto. Think about it. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? It wasn't that murdered Neil. I'm not sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Really, Chief Gant, at the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SI9 incident secured a promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. You're laughing now. That's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. Come on, that is not the face of an innocent man. You've got to be kidding me. There it is. It's out in the open now. Oh, do you really mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Well, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? True, you might not help anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright. It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean! Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Lana! Because... Wait, where's Lana? Because then he could control the prosecutor's office. Because it made her chief prosecutor. Take that. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Exactly! Nailed it. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Are you... Oh my goodness. We need a new judge. This guy is not up to the task. Go home, judge. We need someone better. Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding! Never mind. That's so embarrassing. My goodness. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Poor Emma and Lana, I know, right? They're just going through it today. And 2 years ago. Righto, my boy, you have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. And also Jake and the others. I know, right? They just had an awful time of it. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless... that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? What? Order, order, order. I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. So what? If he's a murderer, he's a murderer. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through this. It's just something, I know, right? And it's not a good something. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright, that the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okie dokie. Well. All sevens. Is it all sevens? That's involved. Do we just go for it? Stab in the dark. All sevens. ID is Gant. This is the prediction that we had. Who even won the? Who even like did more on the prediction? Hang on. More people voted no than yes on the prediction. Well, I have health to spare. Why not? Let's go. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. It's time! We're gonna find out if all sevens is Gant or not! There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. Alright, gang, does that prove all sevens is him now? Can I choose the outcome of my prediction? It's been like 2 weeks in the making. Surely I can now, right? Like, there's no way he's gonna say a minute further. Okay, okay. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? Alright, gang, let's choose the outcome. So, all sevens is Gant. Complete prediction. Yes is the correct outcome. Alright, gamers. Prediction result is yes. Congratulations to everyone that voted yes, because you were correct. All sevens was Gant. 32.3k channel points go to Francis and Lilu, so congratulations to them. Your coin flip was correct. I'm so proud of your coin flip, Lilu. Surprise Pikachu. I know. I couldn't believe all sevens was Gant, but it's confirmed now for real. Enjoy your 32.3k channel points. Wahey! Congratulations, Francis, because I think you actually didn't know that it was Gant and you voted yes. Congratulations on winning Taiwan's points. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Big day for everyone. I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do in the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. Objection! Alright, it's building up. It's building up. We got this in the bag. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, You had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Oh, it never ends! It never ends! Okay, we need to find proof that the blah 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 blah. Did the locker open? Wasn't the locker open? Wasn't the stupid locker open? Oh wait! He had to submit his silly report to the Chief of Police! Take that! Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you're in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if you found it. He found it. How do I know, you ask? On fire right now, exactly. Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to. Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Objection! The attorney is the main character. I agree. Hello, Nova. I hope you're well. We're just catching the end of the 5th trial in the first game. And it's my first time playing, so I'm completely lost. But it seems to be going pretty well right now. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Yeah, exactly. I've been saying this for weeks now. Exactly. But wait, the Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Bro just set that on record. Yeah, the end. Well, the end of this trial. I'll hopefully have time to start the next one. Hopefully. If I manage. I don't actually know how much more there is to go. New game hype. Exactly. I'm excited to start Ace Attorney 2. Because this is the trilogy. So this is the end of the first game in the trilogy. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Objection! Remember that now? Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! Chief Gant, you didn't. I think he did, guys. I think he did. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The art when he says, no! Yeah, I know, right? They really went for it. They were like, hang on, we're going to draw some really good sprites, but we'll save them for the end of the trial. That the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot in my car. It was discovered in my car, by the way, just in case anyone forgot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. The screwdriver! Edgeworth! He made Edgeworth go drive... Really? Do you think so? Gant made Edgeworth get the screwdriver. I think. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case? Because it's in Edgeworth's car. So Edgeworth went to go get the screwdriver. Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? Oh, by the way, guys, this is making me look like I'm super good at Ace Attorney because I'm getting these quickly now. I am not super good at Ace Attorney. I actually nearly got game over at the start of the stream today. But the end of the trial is always nice and straightforward, normally. It's here because... Ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Not cold. I mean, a little bit. It's so weird. I didn't have a runny nose or anything all day. And then precisely when I sat down to stream, I decided, like, my nose was like, no, what? Let's be itchy or whatever. So, good stuff. Good stuff from yours truly today. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. You had to go for a minute. Yeah, I have VODs of the whole playthrough on YouTube. That is so true. I have the VODs. They're all there. They come out every Tuesday. Because I have to edit them. Thank you very much. I'm sure it's not too bad. I'll just recover just normally, fingers crossed. I don't feel awful or anything. And anyway, that wouldn't stop me from winning this trial, of course. All right. But you did because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean I... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car! Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. But Your Honor, he's dripped out. Look at his fit. Exactly. Oh my goodness, that Ditto badge is so cute. I think you have to, what? You have to sub to someone streaming Pokopia in the first few weeks or something like that. That's so sweet. But hello, Dwabble. Hope you're well. We are on it. We are on it. Sub or gift. Understood. All right. It is a very cute little Ditto. That's so sweet. But yeah, we're just at the end of this trial, but hopefully I'll be able to start a new one. That's how a friend of yours got a Sonic bag. Yeah, there's usually for big games. I think Angus has like a Silk Song one. When it's a big game, if you sub or gift, if they have like the drops or whatever enabled, you have to sub to someone streaming the game when it comes out, basically. Green Bean Pokemon, and Worm has Green Bean Pokemon. Exactly. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe... Your time's up. My time's up. Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special. Objection! Add objection. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify? I'm invoking that right now. He's so unserious. He's like, I'm out. I'm going to be accused of murder, so I'm out of here. What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. He said it on record again. I know, right? He knows he's the murderer. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Help me, This is so bad. Why? Chief Gant proves that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Do I have any concrete proof? Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Let's just present evidence. I don't care anymore. I can't let him just squirm his way out of this. I've got to keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor. I do have such evidence. I don't. Help me. Then please hurry up and present it. Just remember, it better prove that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay, well, we've got evidence law for babies. That's our new one. Bestie, you can't just make me prove things. I have this, like, piece of cloth with Emma Sky's fingerprints on it. A clear handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. The print belongs to Emma. I think I'll keep this information to myself. Yeah, oh, he's not bothered. Okay. Evidence that proves he murdered Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. Can't with this, man. How am I supposed to know? We got this picture. That's Lana, though, after the murder happened. Or it looks like Tony Stark. Yeah. He does a little, doesn't he? Okay. Oh, you've actually got to be kidding me. How am I gonna... At least there isn't a time limit. Don't tell me they put a time limit in the later games, because if they are, I'm home XAing them. I can't. I take ages on every single one. Okay. Okay. How am I gonna prove he murdered Goodman? Like, this is the knife wrapped in the muffler. They don't, luckily. But what do you mean, but it would have been interesting? It would not have been interesting unless it's something you can disable. If you can play the game and disable it, that's fine. But, yeah. What is the knife found at the crime scene in the defendant's muffler? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, like... Hang on, there's this print that got wiped. There's this fingerprint that got wiped. Here. That's something. That shows he was at least in the evidence room, right? How am I gonna prove he, like, phoned up Lana? Ah! You're clueless at the moment. That's okay. The redial button. It dials the number of the last person called. The last call was to Emma. I wonder what they spoke about. Okay, but that's the one to Emma. But there was a call before that, I'm pretty sure, from Gant saying, hey, you gotta, like, hide the body and stuff. But that's not going to tell us. Okay, well, the way I see it, I have a few possibilities, right? So we still got the mystery piece of cloth. I don't think it's useful for anything yet. Evidence law for babies. We have, okay, we don't need a parking stub. We have, I knew there was something else I was considering and now I've forgotten it. Oh yeah, the handprint! There was some handprints on Marshall's locker, but there were some that were like the mystery ones. Hang on, if I get the picture up. No, that's not the right picture. Do I not have the evidence room floor plans? I do. No. Didn't we use all these? No, I'm pretty sure we used all these. I can't remember what I even did. Where did I use that one with the blue badger, like hiding it? I can't even remember. Okay. This is quite hard, I think. I was saying, oh yeah, it's gotten really easy now. Like, I was getting some right after the other. But now he's like, oh yeah, I need conclusive evidence. Like, what do you mean conclusive evidence? I wasn't there. Ask someone who was there. Oh wait, he got murdered. We can't ask him. Okay. Did we use these handprints in the end or not? I can't remember. I can't remember because there was like a secret print where someone was wearing gloves. We used those. Okay, brilliant. So it's not that. There was definitely in the first day or something. Okay, because there was a thing. Oh yeah, those are marshals. Wasn't there a handprint of someone wearing gloves and stuff? Okay. There's a glove. There's the evidence room again. Oh my goodness gracious me. I have no idea. I'm so lost. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Maybe I am allergic to this case. I need to just finish this case. Okay. Anyone got a hint? Because I have no clue. I'm trying to prove that he killed Goodman and called up Lana. Oh wait, can't we just ask the phone? Didn't he call up Lana? Can't we just check Lana's phone? So, what exactly is this evidence? It's proof as to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate the chief's guilt. I'll let you be the judge. But I am the judge. Oh, right. Well, what do you think, Your Honor? Aww, it was goofy. What I think, Mr. Wright, is I'm gonna be late for lunch. Oh, I guess that wasn't enough. I thought the phone would be enough because, like, he calls up Lana to say, oh dear. Alright, I know he's the chief of police, blah blah blah. I totally have concrete proof. I 100% have proof. Okay, we're just mashing to get back to the screen. Okay. I thought the phone would be good enough, but apparently not. Which is very sad. Okay. Alright. I mean... Yeah, this is the one about Goodman, so we can't use anything from 2 years ago. Because it's just not... It's nothing to do with it now. We have to look at stuff from the now case. In which case we have the trophy, but that's not it. Edgeworth's knife. Edgeworth's parking stub. The blue badger. Goodman's autopsy report. Hang on. Loss of blood from chest wound. 4.5-inch knife. Single stab wound. Was this a 4.5-inch knife? Who even knows? Well, I can never small hint totally because, that didn't help me apparently because I was like, yeah, it's the phone, and then, I totally didn't get it. Okay. I'll get there, hopefully, with the help of the small hint. Answer the judge's question. Oh my goodness. Okay, what was this man even saying? What did he even say? Wasn't he like, do you have proof of the fact that Dad murdered Goodman beyond the shadow of a doubt, blah 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 blah, something like that. I kind of mashed through it. The question was for proof beyond the shadow. Maybe I don't have proof. Maybe I'm doing all this and I don't actually have proof. But like, yeah, it was something like that, but I don't. I mean, maybe I do, but how am I supposed to know if I don't? I don't know if any of this stuff is it, because I can't go back from here now. Which is a real shame. If I say no, is that wrong? Because I've always said yes. When it says to show evidence, I always show evidence. But maybe I don't have proof. But then it's going to look really bad if I don't have proof. Because then Gant's going to be like, alright, I'm going to go to lunch now. And it's going to be so annoying. I don't want him to go to lunch. I want him to sit there while we say he's the murderer because he's the murderer. So there's a bit of a problem going on here. I mean... There's the bit about the muffler. Do the times on the ID card log and Goodman's death prove it? So Gan entered the evidence room at 4:20 p.m. and Goodman got murdered at between 4 and 5:30. Like, it's a massive window. I mean, we kind of rule out that, not by the look of it, yeah, since Edgeworth was also there in the time, right? I mean, yeah, he was there. Everyone was there at this point. Like, the whole police department and prosecutors were just hanging out in the secret, you know, evidence room for the evidence that's getting destroyed or whatever. Transferred. That's the word. Transferred. I don't know. Maybe I don't have evidence. But maybe I do, and I just don't know. Do I have evidence? Let's do a little poll. Let's see if you guys think I have evidence. Do I have evidence to prove this thing? Yes? No? We're gonna do like a 1 minute poll, so you better be quick at voting. Just vote if you think I have evidence. Do I think I have evidence? I don't think. I've relegated thinking to the poll, so you have to vote in it. I'm no longer capable of thought on this matter. I'm going to just, whatever the poll says, goes. We have 1 vote no. Oh dear. Cause, you know, I've got a lot of things. A lot of things. So many things, actually. I mean... But then it's gonna look really bad. I mean, what am I gonna do if I don't have evidence is the issue. I feel like in all of these situations, I've had evidence. But now this one time I don't. But then again, so many things have been different about this case that I wouldn't even be surprised. Is this it? Is this the only vote we have is 1 vote for no? No, it's a tie just at the end! Oh, who could do this to me? No way! Right in the last second, there was a vote for yes? You guys are so mean. How am I supposed to tee-hee? How am I supposed to decide now if I have evidence to prove this thing or not? If you guys, who I relegated my thought process to, aren't even sure. Now I have to make the decision. No. I mean, look, every other time they've asked me to have evidence, they've made me do it. You voted no. Thanks, Worm. Oh dear, do I think I have evidence? But I don't think I do, but I might be wrong because I feel like I've always thought I don't have evidence for something. Okay, if I go through all of them. That's this little card. Trophy, Edgeworth's knife. Edgeworth's knife. Parking stub, blue badger panel, Goodman's autopsy report. Single stab wound. His little note. The word muffler. Overheard on the phone call. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Crime photo. Shoe. It won't be the shoe. Knife. Luminol. ID card record, we already used that. Fingerprinting won't be that. Screwdriver, we used that. Goodman's lost item report, we already used that. Evidence room floor plans, I'm pretty sure we already used it for, like, one of the days of the trial. The glove, the locker, the jar, we already used the jar. The fingerprints, oh my goodness. There's only, okay, the way I see it is there's only been 1 piece of evidence I haven't used. But, like, I don't know, like, what is it? Why has it got Emma's fingerprints on it? You know how Wright was like, ooh, I gotta keep this to myself because, and I can't even save my game, which is heartbreaking. Oh well. Okay. Let's just shove the piece of cloth in. It's probably not right, and then we'll say no and see what happens. Take that. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's fine. Do not show that. Yeah, I know. I knew it was wrong, but I want to do it to say no to see what happens. Basically. I put something that definitely wasn't right. The thing didn't happen. Okay, I have no proof yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. Huh. See, OG? In that case, this court is forced to penalise you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, OG, I'll leave the rest to you. Oh no, he spawned out. I don't know, we might be cooked. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Whoa! Whoa! Edgeworth saved us? Yeah, Edgeworth could solve this case. Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honour of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth? Another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. It's Lana. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? I can't believe it. I thought I definitely had to show evidence, but no, I really didn't. For once, I didn't actually have to show evidence. I can't believe it. That's so fun. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know. Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. He's having too much fun. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may or may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth. Where's Lana? Take that! The defendant, Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 PM on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes. Oh wait, let me save. Let me save my game, actually. My goodness gracious me, I'm saving. Oh, what a trial. I'm going for a trial, I feel. In 15 minutes, we'll reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I've got a lunch date to meet. Oh, he's actually evil. My goodness. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Blackmail, exactly. Horrible. Okay, what's he looking so defeated about? We are so winning this case. I mean, sure, Emma might be in a spot of trouble, but that's not my problem right now. It's actually not my problem. Okie dokie. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief! He's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. Haha, I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that, unemployed Gumshoe. Ah, don't worry, I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure, I'll take the place that top-notch girl you used to work with. Could he mean Maya? I miss her. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Yeah. Risks? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on? Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah, now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man, and she did it all just to protect me? Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? Hello, Inhuman! How's it going? Is that a sad face? Oh, why is there a sad face? Oh, man. I hope everything is okay. What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders? She must have shut herself up deep inside. Pensive, in fact. Oh, the emoji expert in the chat right now. To force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. Your team lost and you've learned why the practice day isn't working? Oh, I'm sorry your team lost. It happens. Why is your practice day not working? They didn't inform you of a schedule? A schedule team? A schedule? A schedule change. Ah, okay. Well, that's silly of them. They should inform you about this sort of thing. Ugh, so silly. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Alright, here we go. Let me save my game again. We're saving. Trial Latter Really Final V2. This is like, okay, hang on. I'm going to name the file that this trial is. Trial Latter Final, Really Final V2. That's what this trial's called. Ignore the backslash at the end. I'm not good at keyboard sometimes. That's what this trial is called, actually. Let me pin that. That's what this trial is called. There we go. The walkthrough calls it Trial Latter 2. Like, it's really, they really got no clue. Emma, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Perfect pin. I know, right? Featuring the backslash I very hastily typed before pressing enter. Someone needs to change their username to Trial Latter Final, Really Final V2. I'm sure it's not taken. Okay. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you are aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I mean, she kind of wants to help us because she gave us the evidence law, so she might as well be trying to help. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago, all by myself. You tried setting it as a server nickname, but it's too long? No! When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Really? Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offence, of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, here we go, gamers. Trial, Latter, Final, Really Final V2. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why... But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And? Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was the serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that. Hey, I don't get it, guys. Right, do you remember when it was the Edgeworth trial? So, like, the Gordy one or whatever. And they were like, oh, Edgeworth murdered his father. He's going to be in trouble. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not because it was self-defense, blah, 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 blah. He didn't even, it wasn't even, like, a murder, right? And now they're like, oh no, Emma wouldn't be convicted of anything because she was just self-defense. I don't get it, guys. They're just messing around. The law bit, not convinced. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana! So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Hold it. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? This one was written ages after the original 4. Yeah, maybe they forgot, maybe. It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? The prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. Something like that! You can't just say that in court! If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. Oh, just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I want to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. I also want to ask the other thing too. I'm going to just mash through it and ask the other thing so I can get both, hopefully. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body there. Now we get both extra statements. Okay, so we did that. Pieces of the jar, you mean? Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed, but I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Hold it. So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk a death sentence? She's lying! She did, so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened! In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying! Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone! I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that, we did that. Oh no, we already did that, we did that. We already did this bit. I forgot. We did all that, is that? Okay. Oh, there. Oh, we get the two different parts. I get it. According to your testimony, prosecutor... We don't get both parts of the testimony at the same time. It depends on what you say in the other bit. Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon. Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did. Hold it. So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? Okay, we did this, we did this. So... It's either the knife or the jar. But I think it's the jar because the knife one wasn't that good. I think. So we got to make her update the testimony again to be the jar thing. Because the knife one makes sense. The knife one's like, oh yeah, she wants to make Dark look like the murderer. But it's this bit where they were talking about contradictions. There. Alright, let's read this bit again. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear that right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. Right. But Emma's not buying it. Emma's not buying that the jar was shattered at the time of the crime. So I think it's that part that matters. If the jar... So we remember that we wrote Emma on this jar, right? Didn't she like shatter the jar because it said Emma on it? Surely. I'm gonna present it and see what happens. Miss Skye, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life would have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, there, okay, right, let me add the objection. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. He didn't the jar had to not be shattered to do that. She shattered the jar. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order, order. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony. Here we go. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. That's rubbish. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Here we go again. We said, oh, I'm going to finish the trial. I hope so. I hope so. So the jar was already broken? It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Ace detective! Hey guys, you know who's an ace detective? I finished 11, I probably will. That's excellent. That's what I'm planning on ending stream. Guys, you know who else was an ace detective? Do you guys know who? Ace detective. He was an ace detective. A celebrity. Ketchup Kun. It was an ace detective. Okay, I'm gonna carry on with the game now. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have. Yeah, I totally believe that, 100%. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No, if I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Ouch, okay. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. Hold it. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happens. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. And wipe away the blood! But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Are you stupid? There's no way you couldn't have seen there's an Emma on it if you had a pocket light and a camera. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. What is he yapping about? What do you mean he knows what it is? I don't know. Why does he always know before I do? The blood traces on the jar. Why was there a piece in Gant's safe? Like, She didn't get them all because there was one that she didn't wipe them away. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. Alright, let's add that objection because the last piece was in Gant's safe. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. That's pretty good. But could the defendant have simply missed a piece? Objection! Oh my goodness, I'm just going crazy adding all these objections today. On 76 objections. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. An ace detective? That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. I know, Judge. Like, TMI. There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? Objection! The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Yeah! No! We're cooking him. It's over. It's Gant over. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence! But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma Skye killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the Chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Here we go! Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time. Trial, latter, final, really final V2. Actual crime scene. Let's go. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that! Oh, it's in the evidence book. It's in the evidence book. Lana must have known! See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. It's in the book. Look, we're going to open the book. We're going to open the book and it's going to be in there. Hey! Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Hey, you dead guy! No, I meant like finally we got an actual like real picture of what happened. But yeah, I guess out of context it does look like, yippee, dead guy in my book. My little book about evidence law. We found a dead guy. Oh dear. I'm trying, gang. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged everything. There we go. Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be the piece? The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. It's leather. What's this? This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth, it has fingerprints on it. Whose fingerprint those are must be the real murderer. Emma, no, you're not the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Here we go, here we go. Oh no, who said hold it now? Literally no one asked you! Go away! We're trying to prove you're the murderer! Can I save? I totally can save. Do you think I'm gonna get it wrong? Oh my goodness, trial letter 2! It says trial letter 2! It actually does. That's so stupid. I can't believe we're in trial letter 2. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. They are anonymous. No way. We're on trial letter 2. We have made it to trial letter 2 after all this time. Can we finish the trial? Let's find out. Okay. I don't want Gant here. Come now, Archie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant. What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you've forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Oh, you were the one who followed. That's cool. Thank you very much. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Get him! Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. He's not recovering from that. I can call you Nova. Gotcha. Will do. Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Gang, I think you're more than worried. Did we just see what happened to your sprite there? That was no visual bug. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean... No! He's gonna present the Emma one! But I'm sure it was fake too. It must be. You still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? No! It's fake! I'm sure it's fake. Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is that true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? No. I shouldn't do that. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Gant. You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. You've had somebody accident instantly game over. Ah, fair. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know his fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the Chief of Police, have been concealing evidence. Yeah, baby! This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. It already is, I'd say. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? He's gonna say Emma did it. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day, and it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her? I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that's when she saw the scene she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Skye. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. You sent a spoiled link to the instant game over. I'm gonna watch that after the stream for sure. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Oh ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come now, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that being chief and all, but it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Wait, hang on. I'm going to save again. We can't show it again. We can't show it again. Can we? We still shouldn't show it. I want to prove he forged it. But the fact that it's got her fingerprints on it. Like, didn't she pass out? Couldn't he just have, like, put her little passed out hand on the lever and called it a day? Like, she was unconscious. I don't know. I don't want to show it. No, it's too late to show the evidence now. Besides, even if I did, it'd just expose that poor girl's fingerprints. Right, think hard over the circumstances. The circumstances? I'm talking about then and now. There's one major difference between the two. Weren't you waiting for that difference? So, Edgeworth figured out my plan. Mr. Wright, this is your only chance. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Okay, because now we got Gant to admit to more stuff. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Okay, now I can show it. I think I can actually show it now. I think I can show it now. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yeah, at last he finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the lever. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean? It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Wormy. What? Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is, but now we can say Emma. Because... Emma? Emma Skye? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? It should be fine. He said everything's fine. He said everything's fine. Oh ho ho ho! You're really something, Righto. You this girl did it all along, and you still trying to pin the murder on me? So it's true. Tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Skye, you knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't? Miss Skye, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence? That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? Phoenix be like, okay, I'm gonna lose my career and get arrested and all that, it's fine. It was Emma Skye, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? This is not the same Phoenix for the first 4 cases where he needed Mia to save him all the time. I know, he's come so far. I'm so proud of him. Not proud of me, I didn't do much, but he's doing great. I'm like, Phoenix, you're doing great, sweetie, keep going. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm gonna press buttons. What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Wait, I have to do it? I don't want to do it! Oh! Okay. That's Lala's picture, where you can see that the bit is cut out. Okay, the cloth is still there. I need to prove he contradicts the cloth with Emma's fingerprint. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know. So Lana got there after Gan there, so the piece got cut out. Wait! Oh no, it's not handedness again, is it? I can't have handedness. It's not that. It has to be evidence that contradicts the cloth. The cloth isn't even an option because the cloth... Actually, it is an option. Okay, one enough. Okay. Which hand do you push someone? It'd be the right hand, wouldn't it? Which way around is the fingerprint? That is a right hand. Okay, so that's fine. That's a right hand. So if she was standing... That's fine. So it's not that. Oh, okay. This is like the final hurdle, right? You figured it out again. You lot are too good at this. I think next stream I'll just let the chat pick the answers because you're doing a better job than me, that's for sure. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Let me see. I don't need to say that. I did get 5 in a row earlier, but they were the 5 easy ones. You know what I mean? When they make a bit like really easy so that you feel good about yourself. I don't know. Oh, okay. 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 It's something that contradicts the cloth. The cloth was in the safe. And the vase was also in the safe. And this drawing... The vase. The vase is still intact at this point. And then... When did the vase get shattered? I feel like it's very convenient that he wrote Emma's name on this. Very convenient. I guess Damon Gant is a bit too long to fit on a vase. Okay. I need to find the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Goodness knows what that is. Okay. I might need a hint. I'm just not seeing it at present. The cloth has her fingerprint. I mean, there's definitely something going on. If he ended up stuck on the knight, how did he write on the vase? Yeah, I was thinking the vase is a bit suspicious. I was thinking like, oh, maybe he forged the vase. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? Oh ho! It's fun watching you squirm, Righto. This piece of evidence does indeed seem to contradict something. Your outward appearance of mental sanity. Oh no. Is there something weird about the cloth? If this cloth was cut from Prosecutor Marshall's vest after he died, then something's definitely not right about this. Wait! I can see pictures! Hang on. What's the shape of this cloth? Oh, look at that. It's all like nice and neat and stuff. Alright, now let's have a look at the cloth. Let's have a look at the cloth that got cut from him. That's not the same shape, is it? Is that the same shape? I don't know. I don't think it's the same shape. Take that. And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. Right answer, wrong reason. Real! I can't wait to find out what the right reason is. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, But that piece of cloth, it has no blood on it, right? Wait, there's no blood on it. Oh, that makes a lot more sense than whatever I was banging on about. I was like, oh, the shape's not the same. Oh dear. Ah! Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Skye, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. This is exactly like the Mia Fey case, where they wrote Mia on the back of the they wrote, was it Maya on the back of the thingy. It's exactly that, and they were saying, oh, it's the name of the murderer, blah blah blah, but it's not. It's not the name of the murderer. It's the exact same thing as that other case, isn't it? A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! We got him. It's finally all over. Who's objecting now? You gotta be kidding me. Objection! Oh, that was close, Wright. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. On what grounds? What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Evidence law! Evidence law! Evidence law! We're gonna use evidence law on him. Order, what nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Urgy? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair! Hoo-hoo-hoo! Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. No, evidence law. We can use evidence law on him, remember? I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems, at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Oh, I don't know what he's banging on about. Maybe it's not evidence law. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? We're gonna say no. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Aha, so the evidence is illegal. No, because I didn't know. I didn't know that, like, it wasn't conclusive at that time, was it? So it's not really illegal, is it? No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean, you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved in presenting evidence. No, Urgy, don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe! There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Evidence law! I was right! Evidence law! This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law for babies. Because there's a cute little bird on the front. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Objection! Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? Phoenix, you should already know evidence law before you become a lawyer, not on your 5th case. I know, right? Like, did he not go to law school, aka where you learn laws? Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes! We got him again! No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! The killer was you! What are you chuckling about? He's gonna explode. We've broken him, guys. We've broken him. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. Bro, I know, right? For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. I think he's broken, I know. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. On the DS version, the DS actually gets pushed to his limit with his claps. It goes at the maximum possible frame rate. That's incredible. I love that they are pushing the technological boundaries of the DS to give us this scene. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. Goodman was a good man at the end, wasn't he? He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand this all over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just put it out. Doing so would only have led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. Bo killed a good police officer, yeah. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Grrr. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I feel bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. Yeah, you can say that again. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. Don't say that to Edgeworth! I figured out that Gant was the murderer 3 weeks ago. He's caught he's dodgy. He's just a dodgy guy. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? This is the one time I figured something out about a case. As he was introduced. Yeah, because he looks suspicious! This is not what you should do in real life. Disclaimer to any lawyers watching this stream. Do not think someone is the murderer because they look suspicious. It doesn't work in real life. It only works in video games. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Okay. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, David Gant. You think choosing that shade of suit is a giveaway that someone's shady? I think so. Nobody wears that, surely. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. He does look like someone who will commit a crime. Exactly. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. Of them arguing, because that's all they do. This does look like it will perfectly wrap up in time. We'll start Aces Hurley 2 next week. There are 2 things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, David Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Skye, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. Like boyfriends, exactly. They're like a married couple to me. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Skye. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Oh, she smiled! She hasn't smiled this whole time. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Skye. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar! I was worried the pressure might break you. Wright was writing his resignation letter! And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it! I only did my job. No, do carry on. Where were you? In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Skye. Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Aww, that's so sweet. Oh. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Tell me about it! We are literally on trial latter final. Like, wrap it up, bestie. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, not guilty! Yippee! GG's. Oh my goodness. I feel like I've run a marathon. That is all. This court is adjourned. Okay. We'll just wrap up with the like post-trial scenes. At long last, it's finally over. I'm saving my game. Hang on a second. I'm not. I'm saving. Thank you. Okay. Slay! Emma! Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Then that's not it. Just now after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! You literally are. Okay. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. No, wait, Gumshoe. Wait, Detective Gumshoe. Exactly. No, but it's not the third time in this trial, I think, this case, I should say. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making the detective run all around while on duty. That's a top one if you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Yeah! Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis! I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me! No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis! I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back, and now you have. Aww. Oh, Emma. Emma. This is so heartwarming. Oh, big hug! Let's go! I love a big hug! No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, you've been spending too much time with Edgeworth, Phoenix. We can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. Aww. That's sweet. At least, that's what I felt, watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you for both, for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. He just spawned out. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. These two guards are hearing all the tea, for real. Mr. Edgeworth! Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Oh, but he's not alone. He's got us lot. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. Yeah, he didn't kill his dad in the elevator. Exactly. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma? Karma mentioned! Were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. Karma. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered because of your partnership with Mr. Wright. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this? A pop quiz? Partnership. Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Yes, a partnership. Welcome back, Unhuman. Oh, I don't want to get this wrong. More like boyfriendship. Exactly. Something that neither Edgeworth or I would have been able to find on our own. Oh, why do they always make such a brain teaser? I'm literally... I know this doesn't paint a ship. Yeah, totally. Neither Edgeworth or I would have been able to find out on our own. See, my first thought, and you're actually going to tell me because I don't want to get this wrong. My first thought is the picture because we wouldn't have known to see the picture without, like, both going for Gant, basically. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because in theory, Lana gave that to us in the evidence book. But it didn't really let us look at it by ourselves. Like, when we looked at it, it just said what the evidence law things were. Was there something they needed to combine together? Oh, wait! They're stupid little matching evidence lists! Oh, wasn't it their little lists? Like, best friend lockets? Oh, you know the best friend lockets where they're like two halves of a heart? And you put them together and they make a heart? Oh, I bet it's the evidence list, you know. Okay, someone has to tell me. I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Yes, okay. Take that! Boyfriend lockets. Exactly. That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. And just like boyfriend lockets, we put them together and got the evidence. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth! If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Oh, bye, Edgeworth! See you next game. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know, it seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. This is like top 10 most romantic scenes in history. Farewell. Okay, farewell, Edgeworth. I'd better be going too. Okay, but I'll be back to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation! It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis, I will. Aww. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. Oh, that's so sweet. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Why are we having Edgeworth last? And centered. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What? You think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Huh? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. No. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Objection. Ah, I'm well, thank you, and failing hat. You just caught the end of the stream. We got to roll credits on the bonus investigation. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days as the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Oh, you had to do scream out objection? That's so good. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Oh, that's so sweet. They had to make it automatic in the remake. That is so funny. No. That's hilarious. They should do the Switch 2 version where you scream into the mic because the Switch 2 has a mic. Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yup, that's what they said. It just goes to show you can't shake me off that easily. Aww. I love the credits, they're so fun. I'm jamming out, really. But there, we did it. We finished this case, and what a marathon it was. Like, for real, I don't know. Oh my goodness, Meekins, Return of the King. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm gonna make detective. Yes, sir, then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. That's his hero. I love that. Gumshoe is his hero. I respect that. Gumshoe is my hero too. What is this? We're just jamming out. This music's banging. Blue Badger! Let's go. Come on. Where's the music? They're just gonna make me watch the Blue Badger dance. They're so pleased with themselves. Oh no! Blue Badger! Someone help him. Someone help the Blue Badger. Please, Blue Badger needs help. Help my friend, the Badger. The blue one. Next case, who killed Blue Badger? What is it? Can't you see him having a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Aww. Yeah, imagine if it was next case who killed Blue Badger. That would be hilarious. Blue Badger just toppled there. It's Blue Badge over. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Wright Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. That's so fun, because that's how every single case goes. Like, we always just always have to turn it around. That's why every case is called turnabout whatever. Except this one, which is called Rise from the Ashes. Which is quite fun. But yeah. Oh, Judge, I don't want to see you. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Judge, you can't. Oh my goodness. Whoever was writing this dialogue was having a good time. I know. It's a miracle Judge has a job. I mean, the number of times he's messed up, it's actually horrendous. Please retire, bro. Exactly. Maya! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full French spirit medium. Mystic Maya afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Aww. The goat is in the credits. Let's go. Shout out to Maya. Who could that be? I don't know. I don't know who called Maya. I'm guessing this is like a little hint. Oh, looks like you guys all know. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I guess we'll find out next time. Oh, I don't think there'll be a stream next week, actually. I realize I'm busy on Thursday next week. Oops. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on? No. The judge will never retire. I know. Judge is holding on to that job. And, I think we're just stuck with him. I mean, he doesn't even have a name. He's just Judge, right? Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Where in Europe, bestie? Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, we get to open it? Really? That's so good. The country, Europe, exactly. Don't tell me there's a picture. Oh, wait, hang on. I want to see a close-up at that. Oh. That's so cute. What on earth? That's so sweet. It's in the book. I love how she just puts things in books. No dead guy in my book, yay! I know we already had the dead guy in the book. Let's go. Everybody give it up for no dead guy in the book. We're winning, we're winning. Oh, that was so good. Saving. Let me save my game, please. Alright, there we go. There, we finished. We finished our Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney #1, the game. Alright. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone. We have officially finished Phoenix Wright 1. Are we ready for Phoenix Wright 2? Not today, because I'm exhausted. I feel like I actually did that trial, so I'm exhausted. Even though I needed lots of hints, but you know, that's how it is. Exactly. Alright, so, have a new schedule, which means that my next stream will be, oh my goodness, I need to update that. But, it's fine, it's fine. My next stream is tomorrow. We're going to be doing some Mario Kart with viewers tomorrow evening. Yeah, probably not any other streams this weekend because I don't think we have any matches on Sunday or anything. At least I'm not in them. I'm not there. No streams this weekend, but I will be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming some Mario Kart tomorrow. Ace Attorney Okay, so I kind of have two options. I either reschedule it like as a one-off to Wednesday, or I just don't do it next week. Do people like Wednesdays? Like, what's the vibe? Do we like Wednesdays? I need to... I can't do, like, specifically next Thursday. Well, anyway, someone tell me their thoughts on Wednesday. Wednesday! I think in the past I avoided Wednesday because Wednesday is on a Wednesday. But, I don't know. Well, are you planning on streaming Wednesday next week? Because if you are, I don't really want to clash with that. Otherwise, I'll probably stream a cheeky bit of Ace Attorney. We'll start Ace Attorney 2. So it will either be on you're planning to, but you can do it another day. Or I mean, I can move it to maybe. Well, I could do Monday. I could move it to Monday. Temporarily. But I'll have to give enough notice. But if I can move it to Monday, then there won't be any clashes on Wednesday. Alright, I might do it on Monday. Yeah. Hopefully I'll recover from whatever this is. I don't even know what it is. I was fine all day. Yes. So probably Monday so that we don't clash with Wednesday. But I'll announce it properly in the Discord, which is on there, and I will update my schedule page. I'll update my schedule page on Twitch. Do not die. I'm okay. That's all good. I should be fine. But yeah, basically, long story short, it is not happening on Thursday for sure. I am not physically here. But it may happen on Monday or Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. Okay. With all that, Mario Kart tomorrow, and so on, etc. Does anyone have any raid suggestions? Because I don't know who to raid. Help. That is essentially the next thing to do. All right. No idea. Okay, that's great. Final. I'm just writing down all the finals so I can add it to my Ace Attorney. It's really final V2. That's the name of the trial letter 2 today. Okay, so no idea for who to raid. Okay, I'm exhausted. I think I'm just gonna. I don't like doing it, but I'm just gonna end the stream without raiding because I'm actually wiped out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. It was so much fun doing the Ace Attorney today. I'm looking forward to starting Ace Attorney 2. Hello, goodbye! Yes, I should go to bed. That's absolutely right. I just finished Ace Attorney 1 marathon trial. It was lots and lots of fun. I hope you're well, Angus. Next stream is tomorrow. We'll do some Mario Kart. And, yeah. Thank you very much, Angus. And, yeah, we'll do some Mario Kart tomorrow. So see you at, like, 8 PM GMT. Bye-bye!